Alright guys, now if you're just tuning in after the live, well you know you need to just skip ahead into the video. If you just tuning in, you need to skip ahead into the video. I'm now about to send the link to everyone. For anybody whose internet is skipping and going with the live, don't worry, the live saves, so you'll be able to watch it on a stronger internet connection. Anybody in the group whose internet is stopping and going, you don't need to worry about that. The live will be saved, and the internet connection home by me is very strong, so you'll be able to watch it on a better internet connection as soon as you're able. So I'm not seeing anyone joining yet. Alright, good night. If you join, just say good night, so I know that people are on. We have a lot of work to do tonight. I'm going to write out what all we have to do tonight. I know we have a lot of work to cover tonight. I'm just waiting for some more people to come on. Good night, Roseanne. Good night, A-Team. Oh, sorry. That's not your name. That's a YouTube name. You need to change that YouTube name. Natalie. Good night, Natalie. So here's all the stuff we are doing today. We are doing some homework review. We are going to go into calculator use, the basics. We are also going to number bases. We're going to do all of this. We're going to take a very quick look at units. And we're going to finish off with significant figures and decimal places. I feel that's how much we could do up to tonight. I had two more, indices and standard deviation. That's supposed to be standard form actually, but what we are doing is just up to decimal places tonight. So that's all we are doing here tonight, but this is actually quite a lot. The majority of the class will be spent on number bases and significant figures. So those are the two main topics. So let me just put that in the title before we go on. Good night, Matthew. Good night, Chelsea. Good to see all of y'all. Now I know a lot of people watch the live afterwards, so we continuing with how many people are on in a little bit, right? Number bases, and you have significant figures. Right, so I changed the title. Good night, Sherry-Ann. So I hope all of you all are on the class right now in terms of the classroom. So you all switched over from Edmodo to Google Classroom because the homework will be sent there. You already have one piece of homework to do there. There'll be at least one more sent from this week to do. So you'll need to be on the classroom to be able to do your homework and get it corrected or get it reviewed. Alright, so there were some problems, boys. Some problems in the homework. And the thing is, people were getting the easy questions wrong, but the hard questions correct. Like most people, I would say, most that I watched, right, got the fractions question correct. So I'll just do one of that, a quick review on one of that. Here it is. Which one was the problem? This one. On one of that, and then we'll go on to the questions that people are struggling with. So 1.5 Everybody seeing there? Let me get some. Just type Y in the chat if you're seeing that properly. Minus 2/5 over 4 and 2/5 times 3/4. Remember, there's a delay between when you type and when I see it. So the first thing you write is numerator. Right, so everybody's seeing good. You write numerator. So these are the questions I thought people would struggle with, but everybody basically gets all these questions. It's the thinking questions which is the problem, and that's kind of bad because, as I said, this round CXC is not doing repetitive stuff. They are actually asking you things to see whether you really understand what it is you're supposed to understand, right? So 3/2, I changed it, so I think everybody understand what's going on here. 10, 2 into 5. 2 could go into 2 into 10, sorry, 5 times 5 by 3, 15. 5 into 10, 2 by 2, 4. So I'm just speeding through this. If anyone has any problem with this, you can let me know. So you end up at 11 over 10 in the numerator here. Then we look at the denominator. Now the one, and who got this wrong, you know yourself. The one problem here was that you need to always be aware of what sign you're seeing here. Don't just go with what you're accustomed with. This one here is a multiply sign, so you had to actually use the rules of multiplication. So after I change it to an improper, after I change this one to improper fraction, I'm going to change it right here. So 4 5s are 20, 22 over 5. It's going to be multiplied by 3 over 4. Right? So it's actually, we are actually multiplying here, not adding. So some people went on to do LCM and thing. If you're multiplying, you just multiply top and bottom, so you'll end up with 66 over 20. So if this fall in your garden, you know what to do. Start watering it, right? Then you're going to finish off. You're going to always come back to therefore, and you have the numerator divided by the denominator. 11 over 10, was it 10? Divided by the denominator. Some people, one person, I think the first person to send me, the second person to send me the homework, reach here and end up putting the denominator here and the numerator here. So when you was checking the answers, you probably saw the mistake you do. Alright? And 11 over 10 multiplied by 20 over 66. And we'll do some crossing out here. So this is 2, 3. So you get 2/3. So 11 over 10 divided by 63 over 10, 66 over 20, same as 10 over 33. 11 into that 6, sorry 6, so this is actually 1/3. 1/3. Hello to all the people who just touched on. Chelsea, everybody, remember you can always watch over the live. So this is one classroom. If you're coming late in, it's not a big problem, but still try and come in early so you can be able to follow along and ask questions. So 1/3. Alright, so this was good. Now here where the problems really come out. All the calculator questions with these were good. It was understanding the whole numbers and the natural numbers is where I saw some weird mistakes. Some really weird mistakes. First thing, more than a couple of people had some problem with the ordering of the numbers. Can you in the chat tell me which one of these numbers is bigger? -2, -9. Which one of these numbers is bigger? Which one of these numbers is bigger? Who is bigger? Which is the bigger number? Which is the larger number there? Which number has a higher numerical value? Yes, the -2. Well done, Christian. Even though it has a smaller absolute numerical value, in terms of 2, it's actually bigger because in the number line, -9 is quite down. Well, you see in universe. So -9 is quite down here, and then 2 is somewhere here, and then 0, and then you're going up, right? So because negative 9 is a less value, it means it's more negative, it's lower down. So that was the one thing to remember, because like some people, okay, let's say we had these numbers to organize. Let's say we had to organize this in ascending order. I saw this taking place. Negative 1, negative 7, 3, 7, which is wrong, right? The negative 7 is actually smaller, so it has to come over there. So if you know you are one of the good few who are making that mistake, let's check back on that mistake. Let's take a look at the last question that was killing off people. And this is one of them. Square root of 81. What type of number would this fall under? What type of number would this fall under? Is it a natural number? Is it a whole number? So some people saying irrational. That's not correct. It's not an irrational number. Is it a natural? Is it a whole number? Some people saying irrational. Yes, it is irrational, but you could come down a little more. It is a real number, yes. Let me actually draw the whole thing. The answer is it is indeed actually a natural number. So we had these numbers here. We had numbers like let me write them up here. Negative 1.48294. We had negative 44. We had the square root of 81 number. We had square root of 10. We had pi plus 3. We had 3.456. We had 1.2 with the bar. We had 0. We had 3. We had negative 6 over 11, and you had to put them in the different boxes. And this was natural number, whole number, integer, rational, and the irrational was outside here. So people saying it's a whole number. How is it a whole number? Because the square root of 81 is 9. The square root of 81 is actually 9. So because we could find the square root of 81 exactly, it actually goes inside here. So I'll try to put them in and cross them out. So the square root of 81 actually goes inside here. You know what else goes inside there? 3. So I'll cross out that. What about this guy? That's rational. So he will go up here. It can't go in any other box. 294. Negative 44. Since it's negative, that's integer. Right? Making sense? Square root of 10. Well, you know that's irrational because you can't find the square root of 10. Pi plus 3, I might as well put you there too, because pi is an irrational number. And 3.456, we continue going along like this. Negative 6 over 11, and the 1.2 recurring all go there. That leaves 0. 0 is a whole number, and I think that's about it. So once again, press Y in the chat if you fully understand why each number goes in each spot there, because I would say maybe 1 in 10 persons got that fully correct. Everybody had a little mistake or something involved there. So and as I said, this was like the easier question, and people were getting it wrong, so you have to look out for that. Make sure you organize, watch back that live from last time if you have to, so that you fully understand what natural whole numbers are, what integers are, what Q is, what Q prime is. Okay. So the first part of the class is done. Now we're going to go into take some time and look at the calculator use. The calculator that I recommend, and let me just pull it up here, and this might take 1 minute, so just hang on with me. This is going to be a very eye-opening part of the class for some people. I am pulling up the calculator now. It's the Casio. That's the calculator I recommend. And I also have a link with a guy, and he arranged the price $275, and that's for those who in Trinidad. Those who in another island, and I know there are people in Jamaica, Barbados, Guyana for sure, here, Grenada, you all will have to order it online unless you could get it in the bookstore. And yes, the calculator is accepted because hundreds of people, maybe even thousands, bought the calculator at my advice online, and worked out really good for them in the exam. Right now I'm just pulling up the calculator here still. Window capture. And this calculator has one of the best displays. Done. So you should be seeing it there. Let me see some Y's in the chat if you're seeing that. Hopefully you're seeing that there. This calculator is the go. Boom. So this is the calculator you want to get. Now if you already, some people will have the Sharp. If you already have the Sharp, that's okay. This is the calculator. I have the Sharp here as well, so as I'm going through, oh gosh, somebody move my Sharp. Well, I think I'll lend it out for CXC to somebody actually, you know. You'll just give me 1 second, I'm gonna check the stable over here. So this is the Casio. Yes, I have the Sharp. This is the Sharp here. Now, if you have the Sharp, you want the Sharp with the solar panel, because that is the Sharp EL506X. EL506X. If your Sharp don't have this solar panel and it's the 516 or 5 some other number, you'll be missing some features and some critical features, right? You actually want the dual display. So either the Sharp or this Casio, which is on the screen right now, which you are seeing on the screen right now, which is really advanced. Alright, so some people have Canon and some have HP as well. Now, once your calculator can do what I'm about to show you, you should be safe. But if you want to go all out, this is about 275 TT, and I would put the link up where you can get it in the group chat after the live, right? Very, very nice, very useful calculator. People who bought the calculator and used it in this exam message me, and not one, not two, a good bit of people message me and thank me for advising them to get this calculator, because even though the exam was crazy hard, it helped them to get stuff like the matrices and thing, because you can do the matrices in this question. Alright, so I want you to whip out your calculator now, and the first thing we are going to do is the total fraction question, meaning I want you to actually put the entire thing into your calculator, eh? The entire thing, the entirety of it. The sine of 20 plus a half over the square root of 2 minus 5 to the power of 3. So I want you to put this entire thing into your calculator and get it. YouTube isn't letting me view in real time. It starts the video from the beginning and I can't fast forward. What? That's weird. I see your comment, which means you might see my response when you reach up to this point. Well, I can tell you, I don't know what to do. Right? Normally when you refresh that, you'll be able to get through. Let me just type, maybe she might see the comment. Try refreshing by pressing F5, right? Normally when you refresh, you'll see the latest version. Anyhow, so I want you to put this entire thing into your calculator and get the answer. Then I would show you how to do it on this calculator, and I'll make the screen larger and show you how I would do it on the Sharp. So I'm waiting for some answers to pop up here. We have 27 people online. I know the number is normally reach about 35 people online. Like about half the people is watch it afterwards. Watch it live afterwards. So I'm seeing people typing up in the calculator, waiting for an answer to pop in. Whilst people are typing, okay, I'm getting some answers here. I'll write them in blue because they're not verified. I'm getting 124.30. I'm getting negative 124.30. Yeah, so she changed, she said negative, so that's all. She forgot the minus, so it's negative. So it seems like that's the answer. So 10 points for all the people that got it out. Now let me just verify that what you did was correct. So I'm going to put it in this calculator and you'll see what I'm doing. And for those who have this calculator, it's kind of simpler to use. So the first thing I'm going to do is press the fraction button over here. So I press that. Then I'm going to put sine of 20, close the brackets. Then I'm going to add a half. I need a fraction for half, so I'm going to go up here and press this fraction again. And I'm going to put 1 over 2. And I'm going to go down into the numerator. I need the square root. Bam. Square root. It pops up really nice. Square root of 2. Someone just reached. Hello, Marcia. Take away. And 5 squared. Well, you realize we're going to only take away tracking. So I need to come out of there and put the takeaway here. 5 cube, sorry. 5. And there's cube up here. So shift. And that would give me it. Shift and x squared. And there's my cube. Bam. I press equal. And this is the actual answer here. So everybody gets in let's now first let me make sure I'm in degrees. I'm in degrees. Right, so everybody getting the negative 124.30. I feel I know what you're doing. So the answer I got is that verified sine 20 plus. Right, so this calculator, there's no trick in it. You could just type it exactly like how you see it, and once you are able to type it exactly like how you see it, you have the answer. Right? So I typed it exactly like how I see it. Alright, you type it exactly like how I see it, and that's the answer. So the answer was, and they're putting it in some kind of weird form there. We'll work with that form for now. Negative 6.8132 times 10 to the negative 3. Now I could actually set up how I want my answer to come in. 8.170. Hang on a second. Let's see this one. Oh gosh. Right, so that's telling me the amount of significant figures. I don't want that. I just want this amount. Oh, it's just because of the type of number. Right, good. So we supposed to get, this is actually negative 0.00681. So I think you'd be really interested to know why your answer wasn't correct, right? So let's see if I can figure out why you are getting what you are getting. So I'm just going to make the screen bigger temporarily. Where are you, screen? And I'm going to type here. Right, and I'll show you what I'm typing. So most likely you press sine on. I was doing some kind of statistics thing on this calculator, so it's messed up right now. Virgin polar reset. Alright, so people use the sharp calculator. Let me see if I can get the answer that you all got. Sine 20 plus, what was it, 3 over 2? 3 over 2. I'll show you what I'm doing just now. Divided by square root of what is that number? Square root of 2. Take away 5 cubed. Yeah. Sine 20 plus 3 over 2. Not 3 over 2, 1 over 2. Right, so I got the answer that you all got. 124.30. So I'm getting the answer that you all are getting. Now there are a good few mistakes. Well, at least one mistake involved in typing it up like this. So the mistake is, and I'll explain it on, but you see I'm getting the same answer that you all get. And I typed it up there, and I'm getting my negative blah 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 blah. The mistake, here's the mistake, guys. And this happens in exams all the time. And you see everybody get the same wrong answer. So let me show you. Your calculator is just a machine. So if you type in, if we had to do 4 plus 2 divided by 3. 4 plus 2 divided by 3. Hang on a second, I think there's something. Yeah, sorry about that. So 4 plus 2 over 3. Let's say we had to do this simple thing on the calculator. 4 plus 2 over 3. The real answer, you see someone is getting 3.5. The real answer, let's work it out in our mind. This is 4 plus 2 is 6 over 3. The real answer is 2. But if you put 4 plus 2 over 3 in your calculator, like how we did it, like how you do it just now, 4 plus 2 divided by 3, you know what your calculator is going to do? You know what your calculator is going to do? It's going to do 4. Sorry, you can't see the 4. Just allowing you to see what I'm writing there. It's going to see, your calculator is going to think that you mean 4 plus 2/3. It's going to do this part first. So similarly, when typing out this entire long thing, and you type this, then you type this, then you put divided by, and you type this, your calculator is just going to divide these two things. It doesn't know that this entire thing is in the numerator. And I just gave you how to put it into the numerator. So you have to go back now. Let me make the screen big again. You have to go back now, and this is important, vital, to not lose this easy marks in the first question in your maths exam. You see how I have sine 20 there? Sorry, wrong side. Sine 20 there, plus a half, that's the numerator. So I need to go, am I going back to it? I need to go back to it and put in a brackets there. Right here. Bam. And then I'll go to the half and put a brackets there. Bam. And close it up like that. Then I will go and do the same thing for the denominator. I'll start with a bracket here. Already put it. You see it? Just put it. Then I'll go straight down to the end and close off with a nice little brackets there. Boom. I just did it. See the brackets? And if I press equal, boom, all of a sudden I got the answer. So you need to let your calculator know what is the numerator and what is the denominator. So let's try it again. Now, people who have this calculator would really fall into that problem because you just need to type exactly what you see and you're good to go. Let's try it again. Let's say I had 4 plus 3 to the power of 6 divided by 2, take away the cos of 10. Get that answer for me, guys. Yeah, so there are new versions of different calculator. Now the new Sharp, if it's the new one that's similar to this, it'll still need a good bit more work. It wouldn't be, the display wouldn't be as nice as your boy over here, as this Casio. So I'm getting some answers now. So people use brackets this time, and we're getting 722.03. So let's just put it in on this big calculator here and see if we get that same thing. So I'm pressing this to clear AC, and I'm going to go ahead and press a fraction. Then I'm going to press 4 plus 3 to the power, where's the power symbol? Here it is, of 6. Now when you do that on your calculator, you'll see a kind of arrow thing looking like this on the Sharp. 2 to the power of 6, something like that. That's okay too. Then we go down in the numerator to finish off 2, subtract cos of 10. So we're just doing some basic calculator work here to make sure our calculator game on check, and boom, that is the answer. So congratulations, we did it correctly this time. How you get the power of 6 on the Sharp? I guess I mean on the Sharp. If you mean on this, it's this button here, x to the power. If you're looking on the Sharp now, let me just make the screen bigger so I can do it on the Sharp. What am I looking at? So I'm pressing on. Instead of press on, I will press, actually no, I'll press on. So I press this, then so that it goes. So now I have 4 plus 3 to the power 6. 4 plus 3. So I typed 3, 4 plus 3 to the power of, I'm looking at this yx thing here. Can you see it? It's a little out of focus. It's right there, this button there. It's a little out of focus, but I think you can spot it on your calculator right there. It's focusing now. So that button that my finger is on there, that's it. To the power of 6. And don't forget to put a brackets around the entire numerator like this. So I put one on this side and one on this side, brackets, right? So we're good to go there, and then you divide by the other stuff. Don't forget the brackets again. Anybody getting problems with this? We good? Cos of, what was it, 10. Press equal sign. I thought I pressed equal sign there, but I pressed something else. Equal sign, and we get our answer. So let me see some wires in the chat if you understand that perfectly. We good? Great. So we also did a little bit of cos here and sine. Those things are called trigonometric functions. The sine, the cos. Calculator anyway, they brother man. Take a little hide away. Oops, I hide away the wrong thing. Hide this. Sine, cos, tan. These guys are called the trigonometric functions. And we're not doing that right now, but you should just know that they are called the trigonometric functions. And I'm seeing that you know how to type them in the calculator, which is great. When we come to this topic, you'll also know how to type the inverse. To type the inverse, you either use second function or shift, or I forget what's the next term they use, inverse INV on the calculator. So you know how to do that. So I'm seeing people figuring out how to get the square root. Like if to get the square root of 2, people seeing how to do that on your calculator. They look for the symbol, the square root, and you type it in. how to get like y to the power. I just explained that. So it's only the basics we're going through here. How to get the negative sign, like if we had to get negative 3 plus 2 on this calculator, there's actually a negative button right here. So negative 3 plus 2, you get your answer. On this calculator, there's also a negative button. It's a plus or minus button, and it's at the bottom right of the calculator somewhere here. So right, so we got to go. So let's go and tick off this calculator use, because now keep in mind this is just a scratcher because we're just doing the basics here in calculator use, just to make sure that we up to par with where we should be. Calculator use. Next up is number bases, and as I said, this is going to take a majority of the class. Number bases. What's the time? Alright, we're on good time. So we have about a half an hour to 40 minutes to talk about number bases. So let me give you a little roadmap in what we are going to do with number bases. For those who taking notes, number bases. So I'm going to do the concept first to help you conceptualize it, because that will be the best way to understand it, especially when you're going back over. So I'll explain it down to nitty gritty. So, do you put in your last digit or just the first 3 digits as the answer? Or you put in the first 3. Like if we're doing significant figures, you put in the first 3. Those are the more important digits. Or you could put in all. It depends on what. But we're going to talk about that. So we're going to come to that very same question that you're asking. We're going to come to that. That is this topic here. Significant figures. So right now we are looking at number bases. So this is the whole class here. I'm just doing this so that people who watching afterwards will get a good idea of how long to skip and thing when you're going back through now. So it'll be a little more structured. So the number bases, we have number bases, you have the concept, then I will be going through counting, which is tied into concept. Then I'll be going through conversion, and I'll only be doing binary for now, but I'll touch on the others. Conversion to binary, so from decimal to binary, and then conversion from the other way around, binary back to decimal. So is there anyone who knows how to do all of this already? Because most schools actually leave this topic out, and this came in January and people was like, what? And everybody just lost that 2 marks there. Alright, so number bases, a nice easy question. Yeah, so people who had a revised maths exam tomorrow, I see your comment, you do what you had to do. So some people learned it from me already, which is great. Those who learn it from me, well, you're getting what's it called that? Reinforcement. You're getting some reinforcement here. So let's not stick. We have a lot of work to cover. So number bases. Do you know that we count in tens because we have 10 fingers? So when people start dealing up with numbers, it was like counting, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What next? What next? And then they went on to 11. It wasn't like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and they create a next number called 11. What they did was use 10 digits. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But when we reach 9, instead of creating a next whole shape to mean 10, and we just use back these two, 1 and 0. So we have 10. Then we're going to use 1 and 1. 12. So you're getting this kind of 10, 10, 10 repeating. So then we count like this. In short, we count like this: 0, 1, straight up to 9, then 10, straight up to 99, then 100, straight up to 999. We count in blocks of 10. So every time we run out here, because when you reach 99, you run out of numbers to use. So you have to go to 100 and then start the whole process again. 200, start again, 300, and you're going straight up to 999. That's the concept there. That's the concept behind decimals. It's very similar for binary. Binary is the next most important counting system. Now, you don't need to worry too much about it. You just need to know what I'm about to teach in this class. People who do in IT will have to worry a little more, right? The 99.9% of your maths exam is going to be on using normal decimal numbers that you're accustomed to. Just a little bit of marks is going to come on this topic, which you need to know, otherwise you just lost that mark. Alright, it's either 1 or 2 marks. So let's see how the binary works. Binary, we start on 0, then we go to 1. But do you know, in binary, since it's base 2, the only digits that we can use is 0 and 1. We can't use the digit 2. When we was in base 10, and we was in base 10, the only digits, the only numbers that we could use was 1 straight to 9. There was no number specifically for 10. When we come to 10, we need to start over using numbers that we used before, 1 and 0. So same thing here. So when you read 0, 1, there's nothing we could do like say 2. So we had to start over 1 time. This is 2. So 1, 0 actually means 2 in binary. Then this will be 3. We finish. We can't do anything again. It's not like we could go and raise this up and raise this up. So you know what we have to do now? We have to start over again. We got to start over again. And we're going to use 100. So what we're doing here is counting. For those who taking their notes nicely, we're counting in binary. Counting in binary. So 100. This is going to go to 101 next. Now let's count it up using decimals numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry. 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 6 is actually going to look like 1, 1, 0. Because it's not like I can change this to 2 or anything, so I need to start over here with this. And then 7 is going to be like 1, 1, 1. Let me see some wise if you understand what's happening here, boy. Because it's a kind of tough concept. If you understand this, real points for you. So when you finish use of all the spaces, we need to actually start over. And this will be 8. Now if you look very carefully here, you don't really need to totally understand this, but if you look here, you'll see a little trick happening. You'll see 2, 1, sorry. You'll be seeing 2, 4, 8, and then boom, it's going to be 16 when you finish here. It'll reach to 16, and then 32, and then 64, and then 128, 256 is going like that. But you don't need to know all up to that, right? But I'm just showing you, like, for those who want to investigate that trick, feeling to be extra smart and thing. Alright, so this is counting in binary. Now, I will tell you, and those who in school could testify, 99% of your teachers will not show you this. Alright, so 2 people lost. I see your comments. I'm going to do it over. Now remember, when you're lost, you need to tell me where exactly you're lost from. Don't say everything. Try and figure out where it is you're lost from. That would really help. Or like ask a question. Why is this so? Alright, but 99% of teachers do not show this. They do not show this. They will just show you the conversion. They'll just show you this part and this part. No, sorry. They'll just show you this last part here, conversion, which you come into right after I redo this for these people. Now, understanding this part really helps you to negotiate it, put it away better in your brain when it's time to study it. So what I'm saying is there's another way to count. Instead of counting in tens in the decimal system, there's another way to count. You can count in base 2. Do you know you can count in base 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? There's another one, hexadecimal. That's base 16. Why didn't we count 1, 3, 1, 4? Good question. Now, you see, when you say that, I'm able to explain. when you ask a question, because you're only allowed to use these 2 digits. There's no 3, there's no 2, there's no 4. You can't use them. When you're using base 2, you're only allowed to use zeros and ones. So that is the trick. So when we reach here, there's no other combination we could make. We have to get more digits involved to get other combination. You can't say 0, 1 because 0, 1 is actually 1. So when you reach here, finish, you need to start over. Any more questions? Any more specific questions? I'm just going to explain it again very quickly. 0 is the start. We're counting in base 2. Right, so some people just show them. And then you have 1. You can't say 2, you can't say 3, so we have to stop there. We need a new line now. The new line, what we do when we do the new line is just add on a 0. 1, 0. Now we can change this 0 to a 1. So let's do that. 1, 1. There's nothing we can do now because all of them are 1s. So we need some more digits now. 1, 0, 0. Now we can change this 0 to a 1 and leave the other 0 alone. So it could be like 1, 0, 1. Then we can change this 0 to a 1 and leave the other 1 alone. So it could be like 1, 1, 0. And then we can change this 0 to a 1 as well. So it could be like 1, 1, 1. That's all the combinations you could get there. Done. We need to start a new line. Now this is counting in base 2. So this first number here is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6, this is 7, 8 is going to be 1, 0, 0, 0. Understand? Alright, let's look at the conversions now. Even if you're in 200 about this, let's look at the conversions now. And as we look at the conversions, you'll start to see some more things coming into play. So how do we convert numbers in base 2? What do we mean by conversion? It means like if you have a number like this, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, this is the base 2 version. How can I figure out a way to figure out what is the decimal version of that? Just so. The decimal version, we know that is 6. How we know that is 6? Because we just count up and see here. But there's an actual method. And if we had 6, how can we take 6 and convert it into the binary version using a method? So the first one we're going to look at is this method. How to convert the decimal or the base 10 into the binary, aka also known as the base 2. So how do we do those conversions? Let's look at it. So this one is converting from base 10 to base 2. Converting from base 10 to base 2. Now, the second quiz will have a lot of these bases involved, so pay attention. Converting from base 10 to base 2, how do we do it? Let's use the example 6. To do it, I want you to remember the technique is, the key is dividing. So I'm going to use colors to help us negotiate our way better here. We're going to be dividing by the same thing, 2. The same number, the base is the number we want to divide by. Excuse. So we divided by 2. It's like the long division kind of. Yes, very good. So 2 into 6 is 3. Now it's very important that you write the remainder. Remainder 0. 2 could go into 6 exactly 3 times and not leave a remainder. So the remainder is 0. 2 into 3. 2 into 3. 2 could go into 3 one time because 1, 2 is 2. But there's a remainder. So 2 into 3 is 1. But there's a remainder, people. There's a remainder of 1. You don't need to do anything with the remainder except write it on the side here. We're going to use it just now. And you have to keep going. You have to keep going until you get the number 0. 2 could go into 1 0 times remainder 1. Because 2 into 1 is 0, but there's the 1 to line on the outside there. Now, when you're getting your answer now, we done, we done. When you're getting your answer, you need to remember to read your answer going up like this. So the answer is actually equal to 110. 110 to base 2. Why is in the chat if you understand that? Now, look at this. When we checked it just now, it was like that. It was 6 was actually 110, so it's verified. It's verified. Alright, so since I'm seeing so many Y's, I want you all to do this one. Find the binary form of 7 21. So go ahead with those two. I'm going to put in one more. 20. Actually, I'm going to put in 2 more. 8. So go ahead. We're waiting for some answers here. Remember, just make sure there's nobody on the outside and everybody is inside. The video is unavailable. Some people link not working. Oh my gosh. So I'm pasting back the live version again. So a few people didn't get through the live. Sorry for the people that didn't get through. So I'm getting answers for A. Sherian, that's correct. Matthew, that's correct. Suga, concepts, that's correct. That's correct. Nice. Anybody have anything for B yet? Instagram was down for half an hour today. Now come back up. So now again I hold the messages. Well done. Roseanne, quick on the draw. Well done, Chelsea and Mercia. So since people finish A, let me just do A. Let me have some fun with A2. So 2 into 7. Now I should immediately know, since 6 was 110, 7 will obviously be 111, right? But let me check. 2 into 7, 2 into that, 2 into that, 2 into 7 is 3, remainder 1, 2 into 3 is 1, remainder 1, and 2 into 1 is 0, remainder 1. So the answer is actually 111. And people getting answers for the next one already. 21, 2 into 21, 10, remainder 1, 2 into 10, 5, remainder 0, 2 into 5, 2, remainder 1, 2 into 2, 1, remainder 0, 2 into 1, 0, remainder 1. So the answer is actually 10101. What was that? Some kind of explosion happened there earlier. Let me go and make sure my house still Yeah, so 20 was question C. So it follows that this is 111, this was 10101. Now if this was 21, 20 will have to be the number right before it, which will have to be 1010, and instead of making this a 1, I'll have to be a 0 here. So those who get in that for C, well done, you're correct. And 8 is actually, well, since all finished for 7, we need to start a new set. So 8 will actually be that. Well done, everybody understanding this. Anybody need me to go this? Anybody getting problem with a specific part in this and want to tell me any specific part you getting problem with this? I'm seeing lots of answers. It's very encouraging, because this is sometimes a tough concept to get. So we good? Next, can we move on to the next topic? So the next topic here is actually, so we did the concept, the counting, the conversion, this part of the conversion. Now we need to do the other type of conversion. If we are converting from binary to decimal. This one is a little longer, but this is just as simple. So converting from base 10 to base 2, we use a dividing technique. If we converting from base 2 back to base 10, from base 2, keep in mind another word for base 2 is binary. Back to base 10, you want to use a multiplying technique. Now it's not as simple as just multiplying numbers. There's a little more involved. You need to actually identify place values. So some place value maths need to go on here. Let me explain what I mean. Let me explain what I mean. So like if I had the number 3, 4, 5, 6, what is the place value of this 6? This is in a decimal system. What is the place value of the 6 and the 5 and the 4 and the 3? We have the number 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. Can you remember the place values? This is primary school going back here. So yes, we are the ones. Or let me just put 1. Also called 10 to the power of 0. Now if you take a calculator and you put any number to the power of 0, that is going to be 1s. Any number to the power of 0 is 1s. So 10 to the power of 0 is 1. So that's a 1 column. This column is actually a 10 to the power of 1 column, aka your 10s column. So this is 10. This column was the 10 to the power of 2 column, which is 100, because 10 to the power of 2 is 10 by 10, or 10 squared, which is 100. And this is your 10 to the power of 3 column, which you guessed it, is 1,000. 3,450 and 6 by 1, 6. So if I needed to do this number, it would be 3 by 1,000. And I used to do this in primary school. Anybody remember this? This was kind of taught you back in the days. So 3,000s plus 400s plus 5 plus 6. That was the primary school. That's the primary school drill. And you had to do 100. You had to do 120 and for tomorrow for homework, right? Also, I don't know if they did this in primary school, but you would have learned this as well. I think, yeah, primary school. This is, but you wouldn't learn these symbols. This is 10 to the negative 1, meaning the 10ths column. And you would have had the 10 to the negative 2, meaning the 100ths column. Now, you would not learn the 10 to the power and thing. You didn't learn that kind of power thing. Yes, somebody said it. Expanded notation. This is the expanded notation. Right? This is the long way of representing it. Did you know this is the exact same technique you're going to use to change binary numbers back into decimal numbers? Let me explain. Let's use one that we got before. Let's use this one. Let's convert this number back to the decimal number. Now remember, this number is 10101. Remember that, 10101. So you want to convert this back into the decimal. What's the answer we should get? 21. So we should get 21 when we do that. 10101 converted back should give me 21. Now let's see how this works. You need to set up the number 10101, and then you need to start to put down the place values just like before. So I'm just putting some lines here. They're not the straightest lines in the world, but they'll work. I don't need that underline. Watch this. This is the key. This is where the magic is going to happen. Remember, we are 10 to the power of 0. We're not in tens anymore. We are in base 2. So it's 2 to the power of 0. But what did I say the legend says? Any number to the power of 0 is still 1. So 2 to the power of 0, 1. Here is going to be 2 to the power of 1. This was the tens column last time, because 10 to the power of 1 is 10. But this is 2 to the power of 1, which is actually 2. So this is the 2's column. This is 2 to the power of 2. You see now these numbers going up just like before. This will be 2 to the power of 3. Instead of 10, we're using 2. So this is 2 squared, which is 4. 2 to the power of 3 is 2 by 2 by 2, which is 8. Is there another number? Yes, there is. So you need the 2 to the power of 4 to come in here now, which is actually 16. And you would have done this. I'm sure most people do this already. You say this in your mind. 2, 4, 8. 8 and 8 is 16. 16 and 16 is 32. 64. And so on. And I mentioned that just now. 128, 256, 512, 1024. Yes, well done, Roseanne. You know this. You know the scene. You know the scene. Now remember, what did I say? It's a multiplication technique. When you're going from base 2 to base 10, you're doing a multiplication technique. When you're going this way, you do this division technique here, which is easy. Everybody's understand this. They just make this one mistake somewhere here. And I guess when you're all doing it, if you made the mistake and you realize, let's make a little mistake here with this remainder here. So you have to make sure you have the right amount of numbers and things. So you need to practice that to not make that mistake. This is the one that people say, oh God, that looking too crazy, I don't want to do it. Because look at it, if you just watch that just so, that looking kind of, what's going on there? But it's simple, we just assign in place values. In fact, you don't even need this. You just needed to know your 2, 4, 8, 16 column. But I'm just putting that to explain it. Well done, Roseanne. So now, this is going to be 1 times 16. It's a multiplication technique. Think of this line as multiply. Plus 8 times 0. I'm going to write out everything, although any number by 0 is actually 0, right? Think of this line as multiply. So it's 1 by 16. 1 by 16 here. What's next? 8 by 0. The red numbers multiplied by the blue numbers. 8 by 0 plus 4 by 1 plus 2 by 0 plus 1 by 1. Remember what we aiming towards. 21 is the answer we're supposed to get, right? Let's see if we get that 21. This is 16 plus 0 plus 4 plus 0 plus 1. Oh, I'm blocking some. Sorry. That's what I was blocking. So this, if we add up this now, you would see you get 16. Ignoring the zeros, plus 4 is 20. Plus 1 is actually 21. And sometimes we write base 10. So sometimes, like before when you had the answers here, we could have written base 2 on the underneath here, just to signify what base we are in. Right? Why is in the chat if you understand that fully? Why is in the chat if you get that? A nice neat process. You need to make sure and write it out neat, not too scrappy, so that you'll learn everything in a nice neat way. Great. So let's prove. Let me ask you to prove it. Convert to base 10 the following numbers: A, B, C, D. So we have 1 0 1 0 0 1 1 1 0 1 100, 1000. Convert those numbers to base. Hello, I'm going to put the next number there. So, yes. So convert those to base 10. Get cracking on those. A, B, C, D. We're going to convert those to base 10. Just to signify that they're in base 2, as I said, we usually just put a little small 2 underneath right there. So let's see who can pull out the first answer for A. You want to do it, you want to do it like this. Now, it's you realize that these numbers will always stay the same. These numbers will always stay the same. The number that comes after here is actually 32, because that's 2 to the power 5. 2 to the power 5 is 32. Now 2 to the power 5 doesn't mean 2 multiplied by 5. It means 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. And here, when you do that, you'll see you get 32. So we converting these to base 10. So I've seen people pressing Y, some people living in the past. It's so unfortunate for some people who can't get to view the live. Wow. So it will need to be setting at the start. I guess they'll view it later. 1, 2, 3 people had that problem. 1, 2, 3 people. So they'll need to try and do it on a computer or something next time. So if you're one of those people and you're now watching the live after, so somebody got 41 for the first one. Anybody else got 41? Debbie. Let me just say Debbie now, because I didn't really know what's going on with that name. The last part, hard to pronounce. So you see, we have full 26 people here. So one person got 20. D-Beak. Right, D-Beak. So 41. The 41's coming in. So in my mind, it's when you enter the matrix like me and you're doing this all the time, you start to see it. you start to see it in your mind. So I already know that this looks like a 32 column. This column here looks like what? Hold on. This is the 1s, this is the 2s, this is the 4s, this is the 8, this is the 16, this is the 32. So in my mind, I'm seeing 32 by 1 plus 8 by 1 plus 1 by 1. So 32 by 1 is 32, 8 by 1 is 8, 32 and 8 is 40, plus 1 by 1 is 1. So it's 40 plus 1, which is 41. That's good. 41. So some people getting 29 is this one they talk about. So 16 plus 8 plus 4, 10, 6, no, 12. So yes, so this one is 29. 28 plus 1 is 29. So the first two was 41 and 29. C is 4, yes. When you see a number like 10 or 100 or 1000, you know you're dealing with a number like 2, 4, 8, 16. You know you're dealing with one of those. So D is 8. So I see all the answers in the chat already, in some way or the other. So let's do them out very, very quickly. First one I think was 10, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1. So this is the ones column. I'll just put it in right just to signify 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. I multiply and I add. So when I multiply, it's going to be 1, 0, 0, 8, 0, 32. I add it up. So So this is another way some teachers will show you. I hope you understand, and you know, like what's they doing there, boy. After I multiply, you add, and this is actually going to give me 41 base 10. Right? Let's look at the next one. The next one was 3 ones, a 0 and a 1. 1 1 1 0 1. 1 1 1 0 1. So we have 1 2 4 8 32. Not 32. 16. So now when we multiply those guys, we're actually going to get 16 plus 8 plus 4 plus 1. I'm leaving out the 0 now since it doesn't count. So this is actually going to be 29. 16 plus 10 is 26 plus 2 is 28 plus 1 is 29. It's 29 to the base 10. Let's check the other one. The other one was 100. As I said, that's going to give us a straight up answer, because this is the 1s, the 2s, and the 4s. So all you're going to get is 4 multiplying. So you're just going to get 4, and the rest is going to be 0. So that's the answer. Plus 0, plus 0. So the answer is just going to be 4. And similarly, the last one here, same thing is going to happen. You're going to get 8. Wise in the chat if you understand that thoroughly. That is the entirety of bases. I hope you really do, and I hope you can mash up the questions, the next questions that I sent for you on bases. So we learned everything in bases there. We took 45 minutes to do so, about 40 minutes. That is as far as CXC will test you on in bases ever. Do you have to put the base 10? Yes, you should put the base 10. Now the base 10 is the less important one, because when you write a number, it's understood that you mean base 10. But you definitely must put the base 2. Like when we do these answers here from before, that 2 that I put in blue, you should put in those 2. Right at the, it's not like 1 0 1 0 0 2, the 2, sorry, I'm blocking. It's not like 1 0 1 0 0 2, the 2 actually comes underneath like this. Right? The 2 is a subscript, what we call a subscript. Okay. So all our bases, let's just recap. We went through the concepts. We did some counting in base 2. We did the conversions, which are decimal to binary and binary to decimal. Now you know how things is being in school. Your teacher teach you one thing and then give you a test on a completely different on a different thing. Some of my homework is going to be like that a little bit, because I want to always keep pushing you to expand your mind, and I don't want to just give you a fish. I want to teach you how to fish, how to study for yourself, how to look up stuff, right? So yes, I showed you how to go from decimal to binary, binary to decimal. In the homework you would see a little bit of maybe base 3 or base 8 or base 16 in the next quiz that you get, and that's where you need to use up here and see if you could figure out how you would do that. I showed you everything already. It's just to convert that same concept using the number 3 instead. So hopefully you'll be ready for that. You'll just see a little sprinkling of that. CXC normally just brings binary. Binary, base 10. Binary, base 10. But there's the off chance that it's throwing a base 5 because it's on the syllabus, or base another base. So I want to make sure that you're ready for anything that could happen. As I said, we're going through the entire syllabus. What's next, guys? What's next? So we completed the first 3. Thank the Lord. We're going to take a very, very, very quick look at units, and then we're going to go into the next finish of the class with significant figures and decimal places. So let's take a quick less than 5 minutes look at units. I'm allergic to sprinkles. So quick look at units. Wow, taking long to reach the end where we are. So units. Units are like meters, kilograms, and seconds. Those are the three big guys that you'll already be dealing up with. Meters, kilogram, and seconds. Oh, and let's just put grams here. But the SI unit is kilograms, meaning the standard international unit. Right, so I want you to tell me what they are for very quickly. The actual conversion between like kilometers and meters and kilometers and centimeters, that will come on later on when we reach a part of the syllabus called measurement. But for now, we just need to just make sure you know what we're talking about. Meters, what does meters represent? What does meters measure? What does grams measure? What does seconds measure? I'm waiting for some answers here because I'm not going to tell you. What does meters measure? I've been teaching class whole day today in school, and then I had a lessons for 2 hours just before I started this class, 4 to 6. Meters measures distance. Thank you, Judy. Thank you so much. S is time. Very good. And grams measure weight. Grams measure weight. That's wrong. Most people will say weight, but I understand what you mean, but it's wrong. In terms of maths and physics, it's wrong. We actually use the word mass. Grams measure mass. Weight is measured in newtons, which is something else. Weight, but we, as Caribbean people, as Trinidadian, Jamaican, Guyanese, whatever people, we just say weight. What is your weight? And grams, we really mean mass. But the correct term here is mass. Grams is really mass. Right? So for maths, for physics, for any other subject, make sure that you use the word mass and not weight. If you're using the word weight, you're talking about something called newtons, which is a force. Weight is actually the mass times the acceleration due to gravity. For example, you might have one weight on Earth and a different weight on the moon, if you ever end up on the moon, or a different weight in space. But your mass will always remain the same. So the correct thing is distance. I just type in it for those who in the past, that have a few people who have a strong delay. Distance, mass, and time. Alright, let's keep going. So that's a quick look at units there. The other thing you need to know quickly is that we can take it up using different prefixes like kilometer or kilogram, or we can say millimeter. So we add in a prefix, and we'll really go in depth on this because people get, even top students just take this for granted and mess up converting like millimeters to kilometers and stuff like that. It'll be kind of fishy for them to do. And the CXC love to ask you to do that. They love to ask you to convert like something in centimeters to kilometers when you're using scales and a map. And you have to brace yourself for that, and you have to be totally prepared for that. But that's not a today thing. There's a next few classes awaiting. Alright, so that's a quick look at units. Alright, so we got through that very quickly. We're on 8:21, which means we have 40 minutes to finish the rest of today. Then you could go and jump into your quiz. By the way, your quiz has some standard form and approximation in it, which we couldn't get to finish. But as I said, a little bit of the quiz will be off of what we did today. We'll just take a quick look at the quiz here. Whoa, 46 students are on the Maths Online, so we good to go there. Quiz, view, live form. Hang on a second, I'm just taking a quick look at the quiz. Alright, they don't want me to watch it because apparently I see it already. Where else can I see this quiz? I had it typed up here very quickly. Whoa, I got 8 responses out of the quiz already. Some people say they want to jump in the quiz early. Alright, okay people, I'll see how you all do. So we have we have standard form, we have scientific notation, so I'll definitely need to touch on that. We have the bases, we have the decimals, we have the bases, we have the index, we have the significant figures, which we are going to do now. Alright. So in the topic, so I'm going to squeeze in number 7, which is standard form. Well, it's still going to finish in the 40 minutes, so don't worry. This is the topic that I mentioned in the I wrote standard deviation, but I meant standard form. This is the topic that's going to come as well in your week. Alright, so let's get cracking. Significant figures. I'm going to ask you a question here. I want you to use your imagination on this question. I'm going to give you money. I'm going to give you millions of dollars. I'm going to give you 125,981. That's your money there. You have that in the bank. That's a bank account. And the bank call and say there has been a massive problem with the system. Massive problem, sir. Massive problem. Katrina, Chelsea, Matthew, massive problem. We lost your money. But we didn't lose all. We lost one of the digits. Actually, we lost all of the digits. But only one of the digits remain. And it got to keep its value. So the digit remain with its value. One of the numbers in your bank account remain there and it has its value. Which one of these numbers do you want to remain? Which one? Well done, Metro. You saying 2. Anybody else? Which one of these numbers do you want to remain in your bank account if all the rest are changing to 0? Matthew is saying 2. It didn't take people long to say 2. Right? So 2. And you know why you're all saying 2? Because the 2 here represents $2 million. So all the rest of numbers could go. Why is this if you lost $125,000 approximately? That's a small thing. Yes, 32. If somebody was lured and say, wait, that 9 looking like a big number there, it's bigger than 2. And they say, I'll keep the 9. Well, congratulations. All you have now is $900 in your bank account. So therefore, which number is the most significant number there? The most significant number there is the 2. What is the next most significant number? The one that comes right after the 1. If the person asks you, well, it's just 2 numbers. Which 2 numbers you want? Take the two numbers furthest to this side, right? Take those 2 numbers first. 2 and the 1. Then this 2. So significant numbers start from this side. From the side with the highest place value. And that's a concept that some people struggle over. So I explain it to you using money there. I hope it sit down in a nice part in your mind and you'll never forget it. Alright, so if I said to approximate 3, 1, 4, 6, 2, 3 significant figures, and I'm going to write S.F, meaning significant figures. Approximate that to 3 significant figures. What are we going to write? Back in the days in primary school, they used to help you out. They used to say, approximate it to the nearest 10. Approximate it to the nearest hundreds. Approximate it to the nearest 1,000. Well done, Matthew. You're not going to get that anymore. You're going to get something called significant figures. So what you need to do now is use your expert decoding skills. So Jody and Roseanne have a slightly different answer, which is not exactly correct. Christian have an even more different answer, which is way wrong because you actually move the decimal point. You never ever move the decimal point in significant figures. You move the decimal point in standard form, which we come into next. Okay, so we're not going to move the decimal point, which is right here, because we're dealing with significant figures, not standard form. We're just approximating. So we're looking at the places. First significant figure, second significant figure, third significant figure. So in our mind, we draw a mental line here. We want these numbers. All the remaining numbers are going to turn to 0. They are not significant. But there's one last trick. In primary school, if the number that came afterwards is 5 or more, you have to raise the number before it by 1. So we're watching this number here now. It's right after the last significant figure, but it's 5 or more. It's 6. So it means the answer has to get a little boost. So you have to get 3150. That is the answer. Question time. It is a question time. Find these out for me, folks. Find these significant figures. Express these significant figures. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I want it to 3 significant figures here. So number 1 is 3160. Well done. People just sprint out with the answer one time. That was an easy one. Because the number that came after the first 3 significant figures is under 5. So 3160. We can live with that. Let's see what you all getting for number 2. So I see somebody attempt to answer number 2 there, Danny. I'm sorry, but that's not the correct answer. Matthew put an answer there. I'm not going to say whether it's correct or not. You all think it's correct? Danny put the next answer there, which is not correct for 3. Christian put the next answer there, which is the same thing as Matthew. AK put the next answer there. Okay, so the correct answers are Christian and Matthew's answer. Ambrosia. That's not it. So let's explain this one, because this is a common. I wrote all the tricky ones. There's all the tricky ones that you could come. Once you start counting a number, so this one's significant, and it's not like you're going to skip all these zeros. The significant. Let me show you why. Let's go back to the bank account example. If you had 0 here, 0 here, and 0 here, this means this number is 2 million. If I come and erase these 3 zeros, all of a sudden this number comes across here and that is 2000. Those zeros are important. The zeros in between numbers are important. So you can't just say bye-bye to those zeros here. You need to count them. So your first 3 significant numbers stop here. So your answer is actually 3.00, and all the rest change to 0. Now with decimal numbers, you don't even need to include these zeros. Guess what? You don't even need to include these zeros as well. You could just write 3 and done. Or 3.00, whatever float in your boat. I'll just write 3 just to show you that that is the answer. Now anytime you write the answer to 3 significant figures, you need to write how many significant figures you use. Now keep in mind, if you have 3.00, it's still correct. 3.000, it's still correct. Yeah, they could say approximate, but then they will say to how many significant figures. Keep in mind, the reason they don't say just approximate is because sometimes they may not want 3 significant figures. Sometimes they want 2. Sometimes they want 1. Sometimes they want 4. The more significant figures you use, the more accurate your answer will be. So part C is not correct for you there, Christian. And not correct for you there, Matthew or AK. Good attempt. Chelsea, good attempt. You only start counting. Now these zeros here are important, but you only start counting significant figures when you reach a number. So you had to ignore them zeros. A little weird, but you had to ignore these zeros. You had to start here, and then you could start counting significant numbers. Right? So these zeros here had no value intrinsic to itself. So you don't start there. So Windscreen Company has the first correct answer that I think I see. I don't think anybody else did that. And Charles as well. So 0.00. You start here. 1, 2, 3 is the answer. The 4 gets changed as 0, so we could just leave it out, or you could put it if you want. Right? And this last one now, guys. Right, well done Danny, well done Roseanne with the last one. You got it out. Now, those of y'all who move in the point and leaving out these zeros here, you can't do that. Significant figures, the point needs to stay where it was. The point only moves in standard form, which you're going to explain very shortly. So, significant figures. Let's get this to 3 significant figures. Put your line. 1, 2, 3, but the number that comes afterwards is 5, so it has to get a boost up. It has to boost up this number. But look at trouble now. This number is 9, so when you add 1 to it, it's turning into 10. So we can't write 10 here. You can't write 2910. No, you can't do that. If the number turns into 10, it means you're going to write 0 here and carry the 1 across here. That's how it works. But this 1 plus 9 going to change to 10 too, so you have to put 0 there and carry the 1 across here. So the answer is 3,000. Remember, this 5 changes to 0, so the answer here is actually 3,000 to 3 significant figures. You don't think you understand that? You get some Y's in the chat if you understand there, because we're going to get a next branch of questions again. So you want to do these to 3 significant figures. Once again, I'm trying to make them a little tricky to see what exactly you can get. So you're trying these. I'll give you one more. So number 1 is 410. Some people saying 410, some people saying 412, 412. So when you're making a note, can you see it in a format for those who taking notes? Yeah, sure. Sure. But the style of the class very conversational, very conversational. Find students learn better that way. But there are different style of learners. Some people learn with action and kinesthetic learners. Some people learn with this visual method. Most people love this visual talking to direct in front of method. Your customer, they say after Instagram, Facebook and WhatsApp, you've been training for this your whole life. And some people like reading and organizing their notes and stuff. Order, structured learning. Seeing some answers there. Number 2 look like people get out number 2 and number 3. Number 4, yeah, so people get out number 4. It's just number 1 we had. I didn't really see any problems with 2, 3 and 4, which is good. Just number 1 we had the problem with because number 1 was new. But number 1, you check your 3 significant figures. From the time you see you just have 3 figures, guess what you had to do? It had nothing to do. It had nothing to do. You have 3 figures. It's in a 4, it's in a 5, it's in a nothing to shave off anyway. You have your 3 figures there one time. Brethren, don't try and do anything fancy like 410. Just put back the figures, please. So that is 412, 2, 3 significant figures. Straight up. And you all got the answers out for these. 1, 2, 3. You draw an invisible line in your mind, or you can draw it in your paper. This is above, so this needs to go up to 10. And this will get 1 on it, so this is actually 1 and 1 is 2, so this is 4, 2, 0, 0. 2, 3 significant figures. This one 0.000, and then you start here, you draw a line there. Notice that the 3 will go up 1, 2, 4 to 3 significant figures. I like how people, you have some fast learners in this chat, people who make mistakes last time not making it this time again. This one is 40.2 to 3 significant figures. Great. Let's do one more just to make sure. We're going to use a different degree to 2 significant figures now, and you're doing these questions. 2, 8, 1, 0.0285, 3, 14, and 4, 9, 9. Well done, Danny, on the first question. 280, fast out the draw. So you all got that out. So this is actually 280 to 2 significant figures. Number 2. Well done again, Danny. Slight mistake, Matthew. Check it over. Remember, there's 2 figures now, so you draw a line there. All of a sudden you check this number is 5, so it has to boost up this number by 1. So you're going to end up with 0.029, right? Two significant figures. With this one, 2 figures, it just remains as is. So this one is actually 14 to 2 significant figures. My handwriting is the best handwriting in the world. And then the last one. Now Metro made a little mistake there. Christian, you make a mistake. Oh no, you didn't. It's just Christian made the mistake on number 4. Sorry, Christian made the mistake. I'm waiting for a correct answer for number 4. Oh yeah, look, Danny has the correct answer further up there. Now see your answer there. Well done, Danny. Right, so yeah, guys, you watch your first 2 figures. Put your invisible line. This goes to 0. Don't forget to change the numbers to 0 and write it by themselves. So I was kind of blocking it there. Let me just show you what I did. So that's actually 1900 to 2 significant figures. Alright, so let's take a look at the next topic. The next topic is decimal places. This is easier. This is another form of approximation. So significant figures, decimal places, rounding off, place value approximation, all of these are forms of approximation. Standard form, what you're going to do, what you're going to finish off the class with, is not a form of approximation. You're going to finish off the class with standard form. Good thing it's finishing in 20 minutes because my voice going after all these classes today. Jeez and ages. Alright, so this decimal places, simple. This is the simpler one. That's why I spend so much time on significant figures. How I add these zeros, how you have to add these zeros. Because the zeros, if I don't, the number will change. Remember, you're approximating the number, you know. Remember, you're approximating the number to the 2 significant figures. Think of, once again, think of if you had this money in the bank, $1,919, and they say approximated to the 2 significant figures. It means you have $1,900. It doesn't mean you have $19. That's a big difference, right? That's a big difference. So you have to keep these zeros to keep the, so that the number will keep a general, you know, generally keep its value. You're just approximating it off. So like you're getting rid of the small numbers, then first now, keeping the first 2 big numbers. But you can't just obliterate them into the past. The only time we obliterate zeros was like here. When this was a 0, you can leave out that 0 since it comes after this decimal point here. hopefully that meets you in a nice place. Review it, check different questions if you're getting problems with that. Yeah. How come number 2 isn't 0.0290? Once again, this 0 is a 0 you can leave out. This 0 is not. This one here, we can't leave out these zeros. Because if we leave out these zeros, it will change to 19. This one here, if we leave out this 0, the number doesn't change. It's still, remember we had to read it going this way, 0.029. So that's the trick. If you don't add the 0 at the end here, it is still correct. Here, if you don't add the zeros at the end here, how much arrows I got to draw at this one? If you don't add the zeros at the end here and you leave out these zeros, it wrong like a ball. Right? So, you don't know which zeros you can play with and which zeros you can't play with. Decimal places, as I said, is simple. 31.248. So let's say we have to approximate to 2 decimal places here. You just do so. 1 decimal place, 2 decimal place. 31.24. Change the rest to zeros. Now you'll notice the same thing applies. Since this number was 8, it means this number needs a little helping hand. So he has to get a boost. 31.25. Right? Why is in the chat if you understand decimal places? Going to get some questions on that. Approximate to 1 decimal place. Right, and then approximate this one. Handwriting so sweet, eh? 2 decimal places. So I'm seeing correct answers. Very good. Number 1, Matthew, you didn't get number 1 correct there, bro. Well done, Danny and Roseanne. And they got out number 2 as well. So great. Remember when you're writing out the answers, right? Which one you're writing, right? So this was A and B. So A was actually 27.9 because it went up because of this 5. And you need to write now 2, 1 decimal place. This one is, you just watch up to here. Ignore them suckers. This is 0.2. You can put in these zeros if you want to, but you don't need them. 2, 1 decimal place. This one, you're watching 2 decimal places now. So you're watching these 2. So it's going to be 410.34. Whoops, this is a 9. So you need to deal with that 4. So that 4 becomes a 5. 2 decimal places. Everybody understand that? We're down to the last thing for the night, people, for the evening. Let's take a look at again. Let's not scroll like that. Before we go into the last thing, let's take a quick review of what we did. We did the homework. We went through calculator use. We went through all of number bases for what you need for CXC. Look how much cross out in these things. We did a quick look at units. What we mean when we say units. And we just did significant figures and decimal places. So this was the homework we looked at. We looked at some signs. We looked at some problems we were getting with the natural numbers, that this was indeed a natural number because this really is 9 in a hidden form, square 81. And then we look how to organize this because real people get this wrong. I can't remember if anybody perfectly got this correct, that one. We did some fraction questions with the calculator, using the calculator, how to put things into your calculator, problems you could fall into with that. Then, what the hell is this? Oh, this was concept for binary. Then we went through the counting in binary, conversions in binary, how to go from base 2 to base 10 and base 10 to base 2. We mentioned units, then we started significant figures, decimal places. You don't understand the natural numbers thing? Natural numbers is just counting numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are different categories for numbers. So the fact that I have square root of 81, you need to realize that if I put square root of 81 in the calculator, this is this, guys. This is actually 9. And 9 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A natural number. So are we going to be ready and finished for Jan exams? As I said when I was advertising, you'll be pretty ready for Jan. But the course really designed to get fully prepared for me. Like, we would have done a lot of stuff up to Jan, and I'd have done past papers, and based with all the other stuff that I have on my channel in public, you would be able to taste the January exams. Like, I would advise, especially even if you're aiming for the May exams, anyone to do the Jan exams. If you could afford it, do the Jan exams, because by and large you'll be ready for the Jan exams. But total readiness, total preparedness, my guarantee is on the May exams. That once you do everything in the course, pay attention and pull through, you'll be completely ready for the May exams. Let's use this 10 minutes to explain what is standard form. Standard form. Now, standard form is always taught with significant figures. I don't know why we teachers just do this. I just do this too. But it's kind of two different, completely different things, right? Standard form is a different way. It's just a different way to represent a number. Significant figures is a part of the whole approximation crew. So significant figures has and decimal places and place value and rounding off and all. That is approximation. Standard form is taking a number like this, 67, and just finding a different way to not approximate, represent it, which is 6.7 by 10 to the power of 1. Or if we had 673, it's 6.73 by 10 to the power of 2. How is this working? How is this working? If I had 0.00014, this is 1.4 by 10 to the power of 4. How is this working? Isn't Jan easier? No, there's no specific easier one, Jan or May. And it switches. Sometimes like the Jan was easier, sometimes the May easier. Like, the last 2 years, the Jan was easier. 2019, 2018, it seemed like the Jan was easier. The year before, the Jan was harder. Sorry, yeah, -4. My bad. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Alright, so 1.4 times 10 to the -4, because we're going like this. Again, too excited. Alright, so how does this work now? In standard form, aka now this is where I have a little contention. You see, we use the word standard form. What should really be used here is the word scientific notation. So if you look online, if you look in some maths textbooks, when they mean standard form, they mean this actually. CXC back in the days, when they mean standard form, they mean this. So it's a little contrary. But right now, the accepted thing to use is scientific notation. Yes, Rosen, that's correct. But sometimes there isn't a second number. So like if you had 0.0009, the answer for this is 9 times 10 to the power of 4. There's no second number. So how do we figure out what to do? The point is actually over here, by the way. So how do we figure out where to put the point? The number, this first number here, so it's going to be a number times 10. This is always 10. And then there's a number up here to the power of something. This number is easy. This number is just how many times you move the decimal place. Right? So this is how many times decimal point is moved. How many times the decimal point is moved. By the way, if the number is small and you're making it bigger, you'll have to use a negative thing. For example, if the decimal point is moving to the right, you're using a negative. You just put a negative sign in front of the number there. Whew, I'm running out of energy. Come on, COVID. 7 more minutes ago. 7 more minutes ago. Alright, this number here always goes between 1, and I don't want to use it with 9, because it could be 9.5, which is greater than 9. So I'll use 10, but it's not 10. So the best way to explain this is to say this is a number that is greater than 1. It can be equal to 1. This is a number that is greater than 1. It can be equal to 1, but the number is less than 10. It cannot be equal to 10. So in other words, you want a single digit, then a number, then the decimal point. A single digit, then the decimal point. Alright, so let's do a lot, and let's see if you can figure out the pattern. Let's do 1 point. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do 1, 2.34. Let's do 10001. Let's do 1.001. Let's do 2, 4, 0, 0, 0. Let's do 1, 0, 0, 0. Let's do 0.0001. Let's do them all. This one, I'm going to do it in red. First you find the point. It's over here. If you're not seeing no point, it means it's over there. And you move it 1, 2, 3. Move it 3 times. The answer is 1.234 times 10 to the power of 3. We move the point 3 times to the left. Right? Now we move the number, and this number is 1.2, so it's greater than 1 and it's less than 10. You're always moving the point right. How this camera is flip now, so I'm doing the right thing here, you know, but you're seeing it different. Anyhow, you're always moving the number right after that point there. This one is going to be 1.23. You're not getting rid of the other numbers this time. It's not approximating. Scientific notation is not approximating. Times 10 to the 1, power of 1. So you're not going to leave out the 3 and the 4 this time. You have to write everything. This one is going to be 1.0001. It's like I move the point like this. How many times? 4 times. If you're not seeing the point, it means it's at the start. 4 times, so this is times 10 to the power of 4. This one, I could just leave it as it is, but I need to put times 10 to the power of 0, meaning 10 to the power of 0 is 1, so it will stay as it is, because the point is already in the sweet spot here, so he has to stay as it is. This one, the point is at the start again, 1, 2, 3, 4, so it's actually going to be 2.4000 times 10 to the power of, how many times you move the point? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times. This one is going to be 1.00. I can leave out those zeros there. By the way, I could have leave out these zeros here. I can't leave out these zeros because they're in between and they're important. This one is going to be 1.0 or 1.01 times 10 to the power of 3. And the last one, alright, so the last one was the only one I made that the point actually has to come this direction. Now, what people do is stop and put the point there, but the point actually need to come over here before the 1. So the point is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4 times, right? So this is 1.0 times 10 to the power of negative 4. Why is in the chat if you're ready for your questions now? To take you home, you have 3 minutes to do these questions. 3 minutes to do these questions. Then you could go and rush the quiz. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get these 5 questions, people. Let's get this bread. 240, 0.002, 0.00023, 10.01 11001. So I notice most students, when I teach this, they're good to go. They have it. Bam! 2 days later, they're mixing up which one is which one again. Significant figures. Which one you don't move the point. Which one you're approximating. Which one you think. You have to keep practicing this, people, so that it will sit down in a good part in your mind and you won't forget it. Because the problem is people always mixing up significant figures with standard form with significant figures. Always doing this, even top students. So I've seen some answers popping out there. You know, Danny and Christian do play when it comes to the answers. So this is 2.4 by 10 to the power of 2. That's great. 2.4 by 10 to the power of 2. You could put 2.40 here as well. You would still get it correct. But you know, once the point came here and you have some zeros afterwards, they're not that important. This one, 1, 2, 3, yawning and thing. So it's going to actually be 2.0 times 10 to the power of -3. Right. 2.0 times 10 to the power of -3. Great. This one here, 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be 2.3 times 10 to the power of -4. Wait, I jump in the gun. Pretend you didn't see that. Do it for yourself. Let's get the answer. So 3, 4, and 5 people before we go. Already did the summary before we started this. Recapping. For those of you all who came in late, and I know that at least half the students didn't watch this live, so the half of you all will watch it back in review. Don't get frightened if you see the live disappear for a while afterwards. YouTube just need to check to make sure that we didn't kill anybody on the live. And order the live and set it up in the timeline. So you'll see it pop up. The link will still be the same. The link will still be in the group, and I'll start to put the links in the classroom. Now, if you don't see anything pop up in the classroom tonight, it's because I'm tired and I just fallen asleep watching basketball. But by tomorrow, I'll sort out the classroom and start putting in the second quiz and stuff like that. But you already have the first quiz there. Alright, so enough talking. Let's get this sleep. 2.3 times 10 to the -4 was this one. Number 5. This point just needs to hop across by 1 to come there. And it went this way, so it's actually positive. Times 10, number 4 times 10 to the power of +1. And number 5, finally, number 5. Am I seeing some number 5s there? Just one number 5 I'm seeing. Yeah, seeing some number 5s. So the point is over here when you're not seeing it. So it's 1, 2, 3. 1.001 times 10 to the power of 3. Good job, guys. I love the answering and the interactions. I think a lot of people got some stuff cleared up there because you're seeing wrong answers and then correct answers. So now remember the trick in maths. Maths is not a subject that you understand once and you have it forever. It takes practice, like riding a bike. What I will do is chip up things really fine in the syllabus for you and try and create questions and techniques for you to open your mind and your understanding, and then you need to practice it and kind of pong it into your mind. The problem that most people who are weak in maths have is low maths stamina. Meaning, you can watch me do this, but then to go and practice questions and do the quiz. That's why I try to make the quiz and the questions as exciting as possible. And the work, although that last work was kind of traumatic, but as exciting as possible so that you'd be able to do it. Alright, so this is where you need to build up your stamina in maths so that you can do lots of questions, so that by the time exam reaches that whole big rush scene, you would have a big solid foundation to stand on. All you need to do is recap everything a few times and you'll be good to go. Yeah, guilty. If you're guilty, if it fall in your garden, you know to do water that and let it grow, man. Alright, so we'll call it a quit there for tonight. It was fun. This is second class. Third class would be on Tuesday. The live is back up, as you can see, so we'll be ready to go on Tuesday. You will have some homework. The homework for, by the way, the first quiz will disappear tomorrow. I'll put that in the group. It will disappear tomorrow midnight like Cinderella. So make sure you do that first quiz already and get your mark in. I already have 8 people doing it. So sometime in the course of tomorrow, you'll do the quiz. It's 10 questions. It should take you less than 10 minutes to do. I don't have a time on it. Good night, everybody.